What's up guys, Tommy Bennett here, and today we're gonna talk about my favorite beginner tips that no one's talking about. So, let's get it. So the first tip we're gonna be talking about today is our stance. And this is the basis for snowboarding. This is like the fundamentals that we gotta nail down so that we can feel like rock stars and ride like a boss. So we wanna make sure that our shoulders, hips, and our knees are aligned with our snowboard. I know a lot of you guys love to ride like this, and this is a very weak position and puts a lot of stress on your knee. And I know why you guys do this. As you perceive the world normally, essentially we do everything forward. When we go snowboard, we're trying to take that same perception and we turn our body. But look how this puts my body in a weird position. It doesn't help us become awesome. So the first thing, as I said, is make sure we're in a stacked, strong position. And then all we gotta do is take our chin and look where we're going. This also applies for going off of a jump or hitting a box for the first time, because you wanna make sure you're going straight. And if you're all lined up going straight, whoo, it's gonna be like 10,000 times easier. All right, on to the next one. All right, so the next talking point that I have for you guys is spatial awareness. Essentially, you gotta know what's going on around you at all times. So there's people that are going really fast, and then there's people that are going really slow. There's a lot of snowboarders and skiers that are jibbering around and playing. So we gotta make sure we keep our head on a swivel. So as I make a toe side turn, I'm always looking uphill. As I'm making a heel side turn, I wanna know what's going on. So the more that you can keep your spine up, the easier it is to keep your head on a swivel so that you don't get wrecked. The last thing I want to have you do is you hit somebody or get hit and get hurt, because how are you going to get better if you're not snowboarding? So make sure you're looking around and you have your head on a swivel, and then you're going to have a good day. All right, on to the next one. Now we're gonna talk about the fall line. So imagine I had a bowling ball in my hands right now and I rolled it down the hill. Exactly where does that ball go? Well, sometimes you get slopes that are perfectly straight downhill and it's really easy to understand. Sometimes they're downhill and they're crooked, so the fall line's no longer directly straight down, it's actually at an angle. So being able to understand the fall line is super important for freestyle. My main goal when I'm landing a trick is to always get, for 99% of the time, is to get my board pointed down the fall line. The other cool thing about the fall line is every time we go across the fall line, so if the fall line's this way and my snowboard's going this way, I'm actually gonna slow down. So when I do like a side slip, that's why I slow down, is because I'm going across the fall line. But the bad thing about it is if I'm going across the fall line and I lean too far downhill, boom, I'm gonna catch that edge. So be aware of the fall line and understand that there is a direct fall line and then there's sometimes like a multi-pitch fall line. So next time you're riding, check that out and really read the terrain around you. If you keep your spine upright and you're looking downhill, you're gonna be able to realize, you're gonna be able to anticipate what's coming up so that you can put your body in the right position so you can handle it like a boss. So when it comes to snowboarding, underneath our feet, there is literally thousands of things going on. Our mind has to process that information, but sometimes processing it and then getting our body to do it can be really challenging. So what I like to do as I'm riding around, I like to keep my knees always slightly bent with my chest up so that I'm in a ready position. You'll notice through my Instagram and a lot of my YouTube videos, as I land a trick, I definitely squat, but I'm also squatting in a position that allows me to do a trick after it. But that's also a safety thing. Let's say that I land in a 360, but I land in a prepared position. Well, guess what? There might be a small child underneath that I can avoid, or there might be a bump or a rock or a stick in the way that I can avoid it. So making sure that we're in a body position that allows us to handle what's ever thrown at us. And that also goes back to our alignment. So in addition to our shoulders, hips, and knees being stacked, think about keeping your knees bent so that you're ready to go in this position. And then you're gonna feel like you're killing it. Let's move on. Here's a little secret that I tend to do a lot. When I stop, I always make sure that I stop in an appropriate place, and that place is making sure that people above me can see me. The last thing I want to do is have somebody catch some air and me being underneath and just get taken out. So stop in an appropriate place. Also, be aware if you're stopping on the next to the trees. Sometimes there's like a really fun jump and people want to go hit that jump. Well, you may block it, you may get landed on, or they may not be nice to you. So just watch out for little side hits on the side. The last thing about stopping is I love stopping facing uphill. The two reasons why I do that. One, to make sure I don't get hit. Two, to make sure I don't get hit. So make sure you stop up, you're always looking uphill. And then as I enter the run or I'm about to like start going and doing tricks and stuff, I'll look uphill, make sure no one's coming, and then I'll merge in and then have a good time. Cool. Awesome, guys. So those are my tips that I've learned from the last like 20 years of snowboarding that people are not talking about. So let me know below if you guys like all those tips or if maybe you have something to add. Also, I have merch. So look down in the description. I have some Snowboard Boss hoodies and long sleeve shirts. I also got some stickers like fresh off the press. I got Killing It, Snowboard Boss, and a couple more. So you make sure you go check that out. So thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and you guys are awesome. We're out.